late ambassador and former chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, the NCOP, Mninwa Mahlangu, will be laid to rest today in Middleburg and will be afforded a special official funeral, Category 2, which entails ceremonial honours performed by a SABC. Let's cross to Nhlamulo Mabaso, once again, who's at the home of Mahlangu for more. Nhlamulo, a very good morning. Earlier on, we did lose signal with you. You were trying to obviously just speak to some of the family and friends who have come out to pay their last respects. Mninwa, Johannes, or MJ, as he was affectionately known by those who knew him, passed away at the age of 72. This was on the 24th of August after, a brief illness en route back to South Africa. So let's see if we can patch Nhlamulo back, but I'm going to now go to Natasha Phiri now. Cabinet having added their voice to the outpouring of grief on the passing of former chairperson of the NCOP and Diplomat, Mninwa Mahlangu, of course, of his funeral today. Natasha, if you can hear me, a very good morning. I know that you are at the Steve Tshwete Hall, and earlier on you were just speaking to us about how he was fondly remembered and really what we can expect from this a special official funeral Category 2 that had been accorded by our president. Talk to us about the status, the family. Are they about to leave the family home to make their way to the service? What are the protocols in place?
Well, thank you so much, Lisa. We're told that the family is not so far, from the Steve Tshwete banquet hall, and this is where the service of the late Ambassador Mahlangu will be taking place. Of course, we are seeing guests slowly trickle in from the left-hand side of my eye. I could see Refilwe Mtsweni, who's the current chair of the National Council of Provinces. Perhaps, if I'll just give you, just some background, Liesel. He served a long stint as the NCOP chair and deputy as well. And of course, these are one of the two houses of Parliament, Liesel. It acts as a crucial link between the various provinces and, of course, Parliament. And as I speak of the National Council of Provinces, let me speak with the current chair, Refilwe Mtsweni. Mama, thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. You come from the same province as the late Ubab MJ, as he was affectionately known. Perhaps first and foremost, what you take from him, the lessons that you've probably learned from him.
Look, let's take this opportunity and send our condolences to the family, comrades, as well as the South Africans for the loss of Mr. Mahlangu, profoundly known as MJ Mahlangu. Now, indeed, he has left a vast legacy, him being one of the architects of the drafting of our constitution. That is a legacy that will forever be imprinted in our minds. And also him being one of the leaders during the early age of our democratic governments. It has marked the landmark for the NCOP insofar as the work that we are doing. He was actively involved in making sure that the provinces are represented at the national sphere. And of course, we have seen him in CODESA as one of the negotiators. So where he did a sterling work. He has represented South Africans in the continental and as well as the international arena. So we have lost a giant man, a very principled leader who led with humility. And we once again want to say condolences to the South African for his loss.
So just briefly, my last question. The NCOP is very crucial because it's the link between basically the people, local government, and Parliament. But it seems as if it has subordinate status. You're the current chair right now. What role would you play to ensure that myth is somewhat debunked?
Well, NCOP can't be seen as a subordinate. It plays a very critical role in the democratic dispensation. The role that, it's a sphere on its own. Neither the National Assembly nor the NCOP each is a brother or a sister to another. We enjoy equal status. But of course, we've got a very peculiar mandate where we must ensure that the voice of the provinces it's been heard at the national spheres, particularly influencing the planning of national to take into consideration the needs of the provinces, and also making sure that the legislations that are being enacted at the national level, they do give expression to what matters the most within our respective provinces, and also represent the aspiration of the general masses of our society. And therefore, it is a role that is very critical, both in influencing the planning cycle and the budgeting cycle of government insofar as the province's priorities are concerned, and also to make sure that we play a critical role in oversighting the work of national executive that they are doing in respective provinces. And because of we are working underneath the IGR framework. Now, issues of cooperation between the three spheres of governments is coordinated at that level, and we must make sure that it is very seamless, it is of benefit to the provinces and as well as to our municipalities.
Mtsweni, thank you so much for your time. Of course, that was Refilwe Mtsweni, the current chair of the National Council of Provinces, just reflecting about the role of the late Ambassador Mahlangu. But also she mentions there that, you know, he played a critical role on the international stage. For those who don't know, between the years 2015 to 2020, he was appointed as ambassador to the United States. So he was there during the last year of the Obama administration and the Trump administration. I mentioned this in the context of what's happening right now. Similarly, those strained relations between South Africa and the US, and of course that announcement, Liesl, or what you've just announced earlier on, that US President Donald Trump announcing that he will not be attending the G20. Instead, his deputy will be attending, and of course we'll be giving, or getting those reactions, around that, because we do understand that Minister Ronald Lamola will also be in attendance. It'll be interesting to hear what he has to say.